Hello, this is our Debris. I'm playing Summoner Wars. The computer is Sneeks and I am Tacullu. Sneeks gets the first turn here. One thing which I want to point out right away is the gate placement. Rather than moving Sneeks up to the third row and summoning a gate in the fourth row, he instead chooses to drop a gate in the third row. I think this is a mistake, and I'll explain why as the game goes on. Here we've got the Beastmaster taking out my Deceiver. It's not a great move what I'm doing here, putting the Mind Witch out. She doesn't even do any damage to that wall. I'm really just inviting a counterattack there. I do summon Perplexing Tempest though, so it makes it harder for her to move. But that doesn't stop Sneeks from trying to push. And here you can see Sneeks is where he should have been in the first turn. He's left a Climber vulnerable out in the middle of my 3 units for no reason. And I have built up enough magic just from that first turn that I'll be in a position to summon Gul'dun. And that's exactly what I do. Now here's a good use of Hypnotic Call. What I did there was I took Hypnotic Call and I moved that Slinger 1 space forward. What that did is that's going to enable the Mind Witch to copy the Slinger's power. It's also going to enable Tacullu to move into place and mind control the Slinger. That's going to add 1 extra attack with both the Slinger and the Mind Witch. I'm going to finish with 6 attacks due to Gul'dun's power, and I'm going to wipe the board this turn. Now here you see Sneeks has responded to that devastating turn 2. At the beginning of turn 3 here, he's summoned both Smeg and the Eater. Now, he's already put Smeg in range of control. I actually have 2 controls in my hand. You probably should never summon the Eater at all in this matchup. With Smeg, it's worth summoning Smeg because he doesn't cost 6 magic. But he's probably, you got to keep him away from Tacullu because all it takes is 1 control and Smeg is gone. And that is going to be what happens this turn. Since I use mind control, I'm going to also take the opportunity to really power up. Now I want to show you one extra thing I did here because I think it was a mistake. Putting the Wind Mage out there, all the Eater has to do is move 1 space and counter the Wind Mage and he'll survive another turn. Now he could be opening himself up for a counter that begins with Gul'dun and 1 other unit, and it probably would kill him. But probably the better move is to move the Wind Mage in such a way that he's within only 1 space of Tacullu. That way, if the Eater attacks him from there, he's going to get the control plate on him and taken out handily. Instead, what I did was I put the gate in row 4, like I had been talking about, what Sneaks should have done in his first turn. I think that it's important. Now, you generally don't want to leave a gate exposed like that. The reason why you can do it with Tacullu is also because of mind control. If their units try and swarm and attack the gate, sealing off the summoning points, you just use control, and now you've got 3 of their units under control. So that's why, another reason why you want to have Tacullu in the midfield. In this matchup, and as far as I can imagine in most matchups, you want Tacullu to be an active participant, not hanging back. Not like what Sneeks is doing either. Sneeks doesn't like hanging back either. So here goes Smeg gone, the wall gone. The Eater's going to survive another turn. There again is another bad wall placement. That's a wall put in the middle of nowhere. For what? You know, there's no reason for that. Gate, which I call a wall. For anyone who played Summoner Wars First Edition, you'll know why. Now, another thing to notice here is the Slinger managed to do 3 damage to Gul'dun. Just one Slinger. He did that through an enraged turn. So there's 2 takeaways from that. The first is that Gul'dun is vulnerable to attack. 6 health does not take you very far, and he can be killed by a lowly Slinger in 2 turns if you're not careful. The other takeaway is that it wasn't exactly a cheap move that Sneeks did there. He had to spend 1 on the Slinger, 1 on the event card, and 1 magic to use the event card. So it was 3 cards for 3 magic, and he was even a little bit lucky to get 3 damage. Ordinarily you'd get somewhere between 2 and 3 with 4 dice. So Gul'dun is vulnerable, but it's an expensive move with the Slinger anyway. Here I whiffed on the attack with the Clinger. I was hoping to get some extra damage on Sneeks. Here now, another wall has been put down in the exact same spot. And you can see where the Slinger is. He's going to be within 3 spaces of that Mind Witch. And that's important because when I get a chance to attack, my Mind Witch is going to be able to copy that Slinger and get an extra attack. You can see here as well, I've saved up enough for Kalal. So here we go. So just so you can see what I'm doing here. Mind Witch attacks the wall. One thing that's important is when you use a Mind Witch who has copied a unit's power, that unit has to stay on the board while that power is being used. So I had to be a little careful with my attack order here. The Mind Witch had to use her attack first, because then Gul'dun is going to attack the Slinger, and then the Mind Witch is going to get that second attack, and then the Clinger is going to, if the Clinger needs to take out the wall, he'll take out the wall, and if not, he'll use his final 4th attack on Blarf. As you can see, I was able to take out that wall and do a little bit of damage on Blarf. Here's where Sneeks comes out to play. He wants to take a run at Tacullu. Now, the reason why this is a problem is if you look at my magic count, I've got 12 magic. I'm ready to counter Sneeks if he comes into the midfield. And that's exactly what I do here. I'm going to finish Sneeks off. I think I went 11 for 14. I note as well that I used Kalal's power to move Gul'dun in a position there, because I had to move 4 units around, so that extra movement came in handy to really set it up, because I then move Gul'dun the 1 space, I hit Sneeks, and I get the extra attack off the Mind Witch, which ultimately was what finished him. I don't know if I'd do this against a human player, leaving Kalal so exposed, but doing a lot of damage to Sneeks is important because at the end of the day, you want to, if you can, get Sneeks down to 3 life or lower. That's when it's time to really turn the jets on with Tacullu, start pushing hard, and use Tacullu's assassination tools. Sneeks has a very hard time staying away from Tacullu's assassination tools, and if his health is low, you can end the game quite easily. That's all I got for now. Thanks for watching.